Hello, I'm Lindsay from the Seattle Public Library, and I'm here today to tell you about this year's Global Reading Challenge. The Global Reading Challenge is a program from the Seattle Public Library in partnership with Seattle Public Schools. Students are encouraged to read a set of books. In teams, the students then compete in a series of trivia challenges. Teams of up to 7 will listen to trivia questions and come up with answers in a team huddle. Each team submits their guesses to judges who then mark the answers as correct or incorrect on their scorecard. After each question, the judges reveal the correct answer and the team moves on to the next question. At the end, the team with the highest score of correct answers wins. Can your team show off their super reading skills? This year, we have selected 8 books for the Global Reading Challenge, and those books are The Legend of Auntie Poe by Shin Kaur, Spirit Hunters, Island of Monsters by Ellen O, Planet Omar, Accidental Trouble Magnet by Zainab Mean, Steph Soto, Taco Queen by Jennifer Torres, Power Forward by Henna Khan, Rabbit Chase by Elizabeth LaPonce, Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston, J.D. and the Great Barber Battle by J. Dillard. Here to tell you more about each book are a few of our children's librarians.
Hi, I'm Erica, and I'm the children's librarian at the Lake City branch of the Seattle Public Library. And I'm here to tell you all about Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. Amari's older brother has been missing for months, and she refuses to believe that he might be dead. Something has happened to him. She just doesn't know what. He wouldn't just leave for no reason. He wouldn't just run away, and it's up to Amari to find him and save him. Amari thought she lived in a normal world, but what she doesn't know is that the world has much more magic than she ever knew. And what she continues to learn is that she is much more powerful than she could have ever imagined. And that is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston.
Hi, this scene in a barbershop leads us to this Global Reading Challenge title. JD is only 8 years old, but he can design and cut hair like a real barber. It all began when the kids at school teased JD for the haircut that his own mama gave him. The teasing got so bad that JD ended up cleaning the cut himself, and it looked a lot better. In fact, it looked so good that now JD is cutting other kids' hair and getting paid. He can do fades, scissors, and even cut designs into people's hair and add a little bit of color to make the designs pop. But someone isn't happy about JD doing hair, and that's Henry Hart Jr., owner of the only barber shop in town. He's threatening to take JD down, but JD isn't going anywhere. Who's the best barber in town? Find out in JD and the Great Barber Battle, written by J. Dillard.
Do you feel like you don't fit in at school? Have you ever been anxious to try new things? Have you ever been bullied? These are several of the problems that Omar is facing in Planet Omar Accidental Trouble Magnet by Zainab Mian. Omar is a British Pakistani Muslim boy, and his family has just moved to a new home in London where he'll be starting a new school. Omar's worried about a lot of things, especially walking to the new classroom with everybody watching him and a teacher who might or might not be an alien zombie. Omar has a huge imagination that helps him get through difficult situations, envisioning, for instance, a better way to get to school on a super awesome, magnificent dragon. At his new school, Omar makes friends with Charlie, but also meets Daniel, a bully. Daniel even tells Omar that all the Muslims are going to be kicked out of the country. Will Omar survive being bullied and be able to fit in at school? Find out by reading Planet Omar Accidental Trouble Magnet by Zineb Lian.
Hi, my name is Jenny, and I work at the Central Library, and I want to tell you about Power Forward by Hannah Khan. Zaid Salim is a pretty funny fourth grader with a really great family and a sister who's good at everything. He's also really pretty good at playing the violin in orchestra, but he wants to be really pretty great at playing basketball on the gold team. The trouble is, he's still on the developmental league, and tryouts are coming out, and his parents have signed him up for extra orchestra lessons, and suddenly he's got to figure out how does he get where he wants to be, playing basketball on the gold team with his best friends. Gotta read the book to find out. Hope you enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Ren and I use they, them pronouns. I am so excited to tell you about one of our Global Reading Challenge books that also happens to be a graphic novel. The book I am going to tell you about today is called Rabbit Chase. 3 people created this book together. The author of this book is Elizabeth LaPonce. She is Anishinaabe, Métis, and Settler Irish. The illustrator of this book is Casey Oster. Casey is an Ojibwe Anishinaabe comic artist and freelance illustrator. One of the beautiful things about this book is that it includes a lot of words from the Anishinaabe language called Anishinaabe-Moan. The 3rd creator of this book is Aaron Dokum, and he did the Anishinaabe-Moan translation. So what is the story of Rabbit Chase about? Ame is an Anishinaabe non-binary middle schooler who uses they, them pronouns. Ame is dealing with a lot. There are cruel bullies at school who tease them about their pronouns, and their teacher at school is not accepting of their gender. Ame often feels alone and isolated. One day, Ame goes on a field trip with their school's Indigenous Students Association to visit the petroglyphs and make offerings to the Payansog. The Payansog are water spirits who trust only the young. Ame wanders off alone into the forest and is transported to another dimension. They meet a white rabbit who can talk and read minds. The rabbit begs Ame to persuade the water spirits to help them fight the enemies that reside in the dark waters. With this, Ame's journey begins and has some similarities to the story of Alice in Wonderland. Ame attends a tea party, and eventually they are confronted by the queen who wants to steal the land. Ame must fight the queen's guards, who happen to be robots, and the dark water spirits. Will Ame complete their journey and make their way back to their field trip? Read the book Rabbit Chase for the Global Reading Challenge.
Do you like scary stories about ghosts and monsters? Did you read Spirit Hunters by Ellen O last year for Global Reading Challenge? Then you would love the next book of the series called The Island of the Monsters. The story continues where Harper's still learning to be a spirit hunter with her grandmother. While visiting the cemetery one day, Harper and Rose that several of the ghosts are missing. Why are they missing? On top of that, Harper's parents decide to take the whole family to the tropical island resort of Razu Island. Harper has a bad feeling about the island and does not want to go. When Harper arrives on Razu Island, she learns about his dark past through disturbing visions. Then her brother Michael wakes up from a nightmare with a curious mark on his neck that she recognizes from the visions that she has and knows that something is wrong. She notices that several other people have also been marked. Can Harper and her friends save the people from the dangerous monsters that are hiding in Gorgon Grove? Read Spirit Hunters by the Island of the Monsters by Ellen O to find out.
Cheers. Cheers. I do like sour cream. It's just when you add sour cream to something like a fast food taco, it gets all mushy and soggy and soft.
I never thought about that.
When you want the crunch,
Yeah.
you normally don't have to.
Yeah. Oh, hi there, kids. So we're gonna talk about tacos. Yep. tacos. I mean, who doesn't love a taco? Who doesn't love a taco, right? Well, wrong. Estefania Soto. I'm gonna take a break and chew. Wrong. Estefania Soto has had enough of tacos. There, I said it. Estefania, or Steph as she likes to be called, is just like any other 12-year-old. She wants to have good friends who accept her for who she is and don't say horrible things behind her back. Fair, right? She wants to have parents who trust that she is capable of making good decisions that don't include running away and joining the circus, and will just chill out and leave her alone. Also fair, I think, right? And the big one, this is the big one, the thing that the other two wishes are totally riding on. She wishes that her mom and dad would just let her walk home from school already. I mean, she's almost 13. It would be one thing if her dad picked her up in something nice, like a BMW, or normal, like a Toyota, or even a Chevy, because at least it's like an actual car. But nope. There's her dad again, rolling up in front of all her peeps in his beat up, nasty old taco truck. Tia Perla. Let's all say it together. Tia Perla. And that is why her best friend Julia isn't her best friend anymore. Why Julia claims she stinks of tacos. And why Julia decides to get the whole school to start calling her the Taco Queen. If Steph's mom and dad would only let her walk home, her life would be different. She might still be friends with Julia. She might get to go to an actual mall or concert or anything a normal thing a kid gets to do. It's so unfair. But then the city tells her dad that he might not be able to have a taco truck at all. Will Steph, the Taco Queen of St. Scholastica School, gladly give up her reign and finally be like all the other kids? Or will Steph finally realize that there are worse things than smelling of cilantro, and that a full-blown revolution can start with a taco truck?
Hello, my name is Mr. Warren from the New Holly Ranch. I would love to introduce you to The Legend of Auntie Poe by Sing Jin Kaur. May grew up in a logging camp in Sierra Nevada in 1885. She loves to tell fun tales to her friends and family. There are lots of challenges and conflicts that happen at the logging camp. May also have a hard time learning who she is and what she can do. The stories from May's tale will help her through these issues and journey. Read this awesome graphic novels to find out more. This will be a fun book to read for Global Reading Challenge. Enjoy!
What a great selection this year. I hope we are as excited as we are for the 2022-2023 Global Reading Challenge. Copies of the books are available in many formats. We're sending paperbacks to your school, and titles are available at all of the Seattle Public Library locations while supplies last. In addition to the paperbacks, you can place hold on the books from the library or access the ebook or e-audiobook with your library link account. Check out our website at spl.org/GRC for more information. Happy reading, and we hope to see you at the library.